Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to share with you guys an advanced training technique that I use, okay? And again, this is a training technique slash training test. When I get to the range, okay, without doing any warm-ups or anything, I will draw from my holster and shoot targets, okay? Straight from the holster, as fast as I can, but at a speed that I can know that I know I will hit the targets. I haven't shot at all today. Haven't touched the gun. I just got here. Let's do this. The reason why I do this, okay, is because I don't know. I guess about 12 years ago, I had noticed that, you know, when I get to the range and I do a whole bunch of shooting, because a lot of times people get to the range, they'll set up, they'll start shooting. A lot of times they'll start shooting with some other gun other than the one that they normally carry. Like they might shoot like their favorite gun. They'll do a whole bunch of shooting, and then like later on when they feel that they are sufficiently warmed up, they might do some holster drills if the range even allows it, right? Because fortunately a lot of ranges don't allow you to draw from the holster and shoot, and that is extremely important for the concealed carrier, okay? Because as a concealed carrier, you're always going to be drawing from the holster and shooting. And what I observed, okay, about 10 to 12 years ago, is that there was a very big difference, you know, both in myself and when I was observing other people, when they had some time to warm up and then they strapped on the holster and they were shooting, versus, and this is something I would do with more advanced people, right? This is not something you're going to do if you're a beginner. This is not something, you know, this is with people that I have had many training sessions with. They're already carrying a gun. They already got the carry permit. You know, if it's a state where they got to have a carry permit. But they're already at the level of carrying a gun. They've already gone through a whole bunch of training. And as soon as they get to the range, I will say, you know, I'll say, oh, you know, we'll start talking. As soon as we get to the table, in the middle of the conversation, I will stop the conversation. I will go, shoot those 3 targets real fast, okay? They'll be like, what? I'll be like, shoot the 3 targets. Don't ask me any more questions. Just shoot those 3 targets. You know, of course, I give them a chance. I'll tell them to put on their ears. But I'll tell them to put on their eyes and ears without an indication of we're about to start shooting, like right now, immediately, okay? I want to see how they're going to do cold, without any mental preparation, how they're going to do on the targets. And what I usually find is that a lot of people, if they haven't had a chance to warm up, they can't hit the targets, okay? The first 2, 3, 4, or 5 shots, 6, 7, 8 shots sometimes, they cannot hit the targets. They don't go, especially if they got iron sights only, they do not go to the iron sights, right? Because they haven't mentally prepared. They don't train often enough so that their brain will automatically go to the sights unless they've already pre-planned it in their mind. Okay, so that's why a lot of times people have to do that warm-up. They'll do the warm-up, and then all of a sudden they'll you know, they'll strap on the holster, and yeah, now from the first shot they're hitting the targets. Easy stuff, right? Same people, different day. You know, I'll ask them, you carrying a gun? Great. Here, put on your eyes and ears. You know, I start talking about something else to distract them. Shoot those 3 targets immediately. What? Shoot them right now. Miss, 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 miss. Okay. So there's very big difference, you know, in that mindset, right? Having warmed up, having prepared, having gotten used to lining up your iron sights, having gotten used to your trigger press. Okay, when I catch people off guard like that, unless they like really shoot on a regular basis like I do, or not just me, there's other people that shoot on a regular basis, but unless people shoot on a regular basis, they forget that they have to go to their iron sights or they have to look for the reticle. Now, I see a very big difference. There's a big improvement in people that are just using iron sights versus people that are looking for a reticle, because the nice thing about the reticle, I mean, especially if it's big and bright, right? You're gonna find that you're gonna look through it. You know, when you extend that, you know, something like this ACSS, Okay, what I tell people is take your finger and point it at the target. All right, when you point, I'm behind the camera, so I can't quite do it so easy right now. But when you point your finger at the target, what will usually happen is as you point, that reticle will appear someplace in the window, at least the edge of that, and then you'll be able to find it. Okay. I've noticed a very big improvement with people when they're using the ACSS over if they're using just a dot, just like a 6M dot. Big improvement with the ACSS system. Now, again, when I'm not talking about like competition shooters that have done like thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of repetitions. The average concealed carrier, I mean, maybe they go to the range once a month. Sometimes they'll go every other month, or sometimes when they initially, right, they'll train for a couple of weeks during the summertime. They'll train consistently, right, 2-3 weeks in a row. But then at some point they'll drop off. You know, the family will want to do other things on the weekends, kind of thing. So what I find is that, you know, outside of competition shooters, outside of people that like shoot regularly, you know, on their own properties, most concealed carriers, when I test them and I say, draw your gun and shoot those targets immediately, right? And I catch them off guard like that, they don't go to their iron sights. In fact, not only don't they go to their iron sights, they don't punch straight out. They will usually point the gun up, right? When they come out here, the gun is usually pointed slightly up rather than at the target. That's the tendency I see. Occasionally, I'll see people that point the gun down, but most people will tend to point the gun at a slightly upward angle. And again, they're shooting way high on targets. Okay. So something I wanted to put out there. There's a difference, okay, right? There's a very big difference between having warmed up, right, with just some, you know, slow, casual shooting, and then saying, okay, now I'm going to do some holster drills, versus just drawing your gun and shooting. Is the gun even going to be oriented correctly? Are you going to point your finger at the target and punch straight out, right, so that you immediately see a dot? Are you going to find your iron sights? Are you going to find your dot? Are you going to use the correct trigger squeeze? Are you going to over squeeze the gun so that you pull it down when you squeeze it? The only way to know what you're going to do in a real self-defense situation where you don't get time to think about these things is go to the range frequently. And the first thing that you do when you get to the range is immediately shoot the targets out of the holster, without any practice, without any preparation, without, you know, just draw and shoot. You know, I'm obviously doing it in a safe manner, make sure that, you know, you orient yourself in the right direction, follow the safety rules. But within that, draw and shoot the targets without giving yourself a chance to like really like prepare for it, because normally self-defense you don't get that much preparation. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Also, while I got you guys here. Again, since this is a concealed carry discussion, anytime we're going to have a concealed carry discussion, I'm always going to advise you guys to get yourself a prepaid lawyer. There's a number of different companies out there. In fact, at some point I'll do a video where I'm comparing the three popular companies. I've looked at them. The one that I ended up with is US Lawshield. And the reason is because they're the cheapest and they kind of give you almost everything that the other companies give you, right? So I use US Lawshield. There you go, I got a flyer here. That's the company that I use. They're basically $11 a month, so they're very affordable. The other companies, they're like $40, you know, like $35, $40 a month, $45 a month. You end up spending something like $450 a year with the other companies. With this one, I end up spending something like $150 a year with the promo code, right? You got to use the promo code. The promo code is Pocono Shooting. You got to sign up either through the website or the app. Okay, so the app is US Lawshield. There's the website. And just in the code field, put the promo code, and you'll get some discount. It is different state by state. In some states, they waive the sign-up fee, which I think is $20. In other states, they give you like 1 extra month. In other states, they give you 2 extra months. So you use that promo code, and you know, whatever, you'll get some benefit. But even if you're not getting a benefit, even if they weren't offering you some type of a promotion, it's worth it, right? Because if you ever get into a self-defense situation, especially if you're in an anti-gun state, okay, you are a political enemy. Okay, they're gonna try and you know, any mistake that you made, they're gonna use against you. They're gonna try and prosecute you. It doesn't matter if the other guy did 100 things wrong. Fine, they got him, right? He's gonna do jail time. He did 100 things wrong, right? They're interested in that. They're also interested in that one mistake that you made, and they're gonna try and get you for whatever they can. You know, maybe they'll get some jail time out of you, or maybe at the very least they'll use that one mistake that you did to pull your carry permit. So that's why, very important, don't start giving any details to the police. In self-defense situation, all you want to do is basically establish that you're the victim. First of all, get the gun back in the holster as fast as possible. Establish you're the victim. Preserve the evidence, right? If the evidence is moved, make sure that that is reported, right? It could be the wind moving it. It might be kicked by EMS. Preserve the evidence as best as you can, or report its movement. Point out the witnesses, okay? And then keep your mouth shut and get yourself a lawyer to do the talking for you, okay? Give yourself the same courtesy that the police gives to themselves if they get, you know, if they are ever in a defensive shooting type of situation. The police union tells the police officers not to make any statements until the police union lawyers arrive. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon.